So if you have not seen this movie yet, please keep scrolling because I don't want to spoil it for you. So in this movie, Janiyah went through so much. She was a single mother to Arya and was working 2 jobs to make ends meet. So in the movie, we see Janiyah at one of her jobs and her boss, Richard, is a jerk. Janiyah was being used, abused, and overworked. Sound familiar? So first thing first, Janiyah's daughter is taken away from the school by Children and Family Services. So the principal and the teacher has called them, letting them know that Arya has bruises on her and she comes to school very hungry. Come on now, that woman was struggling and doing her very best. Plus, Arya suffered from seizures, so she has had a slip and fall. Apparently, Janiyah had informed the school of this information. Janiyah encounters a maniac who wanted to demonstrate road rage and run into her car and things, and just so happened he ends up being a cop. How surprising. So another cop ends up showing up, and so she writes Janiyah a ticket. Also, she tows Janiyah's car. Great. Next thing happened. Janiyah gets back to work, Richard tripping on her ass, and guess what he do? He fires her. God damn. Janiyah then was like, well, look, just give me my check, man. You done fired me, just give me my check. He want to taunt her with her check, talking about he'll mail it. And it's like, what? Mail it when it's right there in the office? Like, Richard, get that girl her check. That heifer of a landlord cannot wait to just have her next victim, to throw the next tenant out on their ass. So Janiyah has to show back up at her apartment just to see that all of her belongings are now out on the street in the rain, y'all. In the rain. Even tossed her baby's medicine out there. Richard, give that girl her check. So now Janiyah gets caught up in a robbery. She back at the store like, bro, give me my money. I need my money. You have now fired me. I need to pay my landlord. Where's my money? And comes in, starts robbing the place, calls Janiyah by her name. So Janiyah ends up saving the day, shooting the robber, right? Saving Richard's old ungrateful ass. And so then he had the nerve to try to accuse her of being a part of the robbery, accusing her of setting it up. But then he's gonna call the cops telling them that information. Janiyah is shocked. She done shot the robber. She's like, lost it. She's like, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? She still starts to look for her check in the midst of Richard ass snitching on her with lies at that. So then Janiyah just was like, you know what? Richard, I'm sick of your ass. And you know what that means? Yup. Chitty chitty bang bang knuckle. So now Janiyah has her check. She has now shot 2 people, okay? But she hasn't even registered what has happened. Janiyah goes to that bank, shows up to the bank with her check, a book bag, and a gun. Janiyah is out of it, y'all. The branch manager gets a hold of her having a gun. The tellers is freaking out at the teller line. And so shortly, cops end up surrounding the bank. Janiyah ended up explaining a lot of things, end up getting a lot of stuff off her chest, you know what I'm saying? So then Detective Raymond shows up, and she's able to empathize with Janiyah, talking to her on the phone and things. And even the branch manager, Nicole, ends up empathizing with Janiyah as well. Now it's about that time Janiyah is ready to surrender, but before she does, she takes one last phone call. Janiyah receives a phone call from her mother, and she answers it, and her mother's asking her, Janiyah, what are you doing? Why are you robbing the bank? Janiyah's like, look, I'm not robbing the bank. I'm up here trying to get my money so I can pay for Arya's lunch, so I can get her medicine and, you know, pay the rent because they're trying to put me out. And she's explaining all of these things to her mom, and her mom is so confused. And then her mom silences Janiyah, and she's like, Janiyah, Arya died. Now that's probably one of the worst news you ever want to hear, right? As a mother, especially. And so Janiyah then starts to think like, what do you mean? Her mom's like, she died last night. Janiyah starts rewinding things in her mind, and she plays things